Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, today we have a very, very, very special guest. The first World Series champion I've ever brought in to Dodgers Daily to talk to after a World Series championship, Landon Knack. How are you, man?
I'm great. How you doing, man?
Okay, last time I talked to you, it was like the beginning of the season, and your comment was, I am so pumped to get this season started. I'm so ready to go. So looking back on your expectations for last year and then looking back on how it actually went, kind of compare those two and tell us where you're at with that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the expectation, I mean, I assumed I would debut during the year at some point, and the expectation was to come out and compete for a job. But, yeah, I mean, obviously exceeded my expectations of what the year ended up becoming. I mean, ended up getting a good, like basically split the year up there for the most part as far as my starts goes. Was able to obviously make the postseason roster and eventually win a World Series. So obviously when you win a World Series, that surpasses all the expectations you have for your rookie season. And I mean, it was just the year itself was just a blessing.
Did you ever have any moments just standing on the mound in New York and finishing up games and thinking, you know, going back to my days at Walter State and there at Tennessee in high school and then obviously at East Tennessee State, like, wow, I've come this far. Did you ever have that moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had that moment more early in the season, like really like almost my debut. Well, my debut, I kind of had like a moment where I was out there and kind of just looked up right before we got going and just kind of like looked up at the top deck and was like, all right, we actually made it. And kind of like let the moment sink in a little bit. And so it started to hit a little bit then. And then as the season went on, yeah, we definitely thought about it a pretty good amount about how far we came in a short time in the last couple of years.
You're standing in Yankee Stadium and you're looking at Aaron Judge who's at the plate. You look on deck and it's Juan Soto. So take me through those types of emotions.
Yeah, the World Series, I was weirdly calm once I actually got into the World Series. I mean, obviously, like sitting in the bullpen, kind of watching it happen and seeing the emotional roller coaster we were going through with those games. I mean, it was obviously before you felt a little bit, but once I kind of got out there, it really just kind of felt normal. Blake and a bunch of them had done a very good job of kind of talking to me about the moment and just embracing it and just understanding that, like, you don't have to do anything extra, just be yourself. And just kind of tried to take that to heart. And once I got out there, like, it just felt completely normal. And so it didn't really hit me facing Judge, facing Soto, facing Giancarlo. It didn't really hit me until after I came out of the game, really. And I was like, okay, I just faced the Yankees in the World Series at Yankee Stadium. I mean, it was a cool thing once I came out. But in the moment, like, we were just going out and doing our thing.
One thing that was just absolutely awesome about it, watching the entire Dodgers team, but certainly the pitching staff and then definitely the bullpen where you got to work some, was just the competitive nature of every single human being there. Alex Vesia, one of the most competitive people you'll ever watch pitch. You talk about Blake Trinan and all those guys. So you're one of the most competitive people. You're not afraid to show your emotions too. So how did that part of it play for you as far as those guys helping you?
And they help a lot, obviously. Yeah, no, Blake especially is a great guy to talk to about things. Vest as well. They're just very competitive people, but they understand how to do their job, what it takes to get ready every single game, and are just great guys to kind of pick their brains a little bit on how everything kind of works up there and what has made them successful there for so long. And so, yeah, the competitiveness of that really entire bullpen was just a lot of fun, really, to just spend time around. Once they really started to embrace that, being the dogs, I mean, it was a lot of fun kind of getting going and watching those guys work.
When I heard that, you're one of the first people I thought of because I was like, oh, that's going to be right up Landon's alley right there, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I loved it, man. That was sick.
Yeah. So Dave Roberts, we get to see it from the outside in. You got to see it from the inside out. He seems like one of the most supportive managers you could possibly play for. Talk about him.
Yeah, he's a very good field manager. He understands what every kind of player needs. He understands really like what each situation calls for. And he does a good job of, if you need support, he's going to be the guy that comes to support you. If you are the guy that he thinks he needs to challenge, he's going to come challenge you. Like he is such a perfect manager for this day and age of like what people need and just how to lead guys. Like he does not get anywhere near enough credit for what he really does, keeping that locker room together and kind of pushing us forward. I mean, obviously he's starting to get some of it. That's kind of some of the stories that came out of like kind of what he has done to pull us together. And then, of course, I think he just got named Baseball America's Manager of the Year. And so he's starting to get some of that credit again. But he's really the best in the game. I can't think of a better manager.
So you're a fiery, you kind of wear your emotion on your sleeve type of guy, type of competitor. Then you have Mark Pryor, who's just very analytical, doesn't ever show emotions. So how did that relationship work?
Yeah, Mark just kind of has more of a stoic face. Like he still has those emotions. He actually is a fun guy to talk to. We joked about it that just I don't know if it's the beard, what it is, but when you first meet him, he almost looks intimidating.
Yeah.
And then as you start talking to him, you realize like, oh no, he's normal as heck. Like he's just a good dude to talk to. He's pretty funny, honestly. He'll throw around some funny stuff every now and then, but he is a great pitching coach as well, as far as being able to kind of mix the old school and new school thoughts of things and be able to kind of talk with you a lot. Just about game planning and everything. Like he's the best it gets as well. So,
did you ever have that moment where he said something to you and you're like, huh, and you kind of want to argue it, then you looked at him and went, wait a minute, that's Mark Pryor. I ain't arguing with this dude. You ever have that moment?
I mean, the thing that I also love about him is that if you want to argue with him, you can. Like he's not such a prideful person that like he doesn't think that other things can be correct. He is very open to ideas and being able to kind of talk things through. He'll give you his opinion on it, and then like we'll have a discussion. And so that's the kind of the great thing about the way he works, as well as Connor McGinnis, the assistant coach. Like he's like they are kind of a great team of being able to talk through adjustments and kind of thought processes that you're having, as well as what they think is going to help you.
You know, you have this long grind, whether it be back in high school, JUCO. James Alvin said it's like you're trying to eat an elephant. You have this gigantic goal, and it just seems so far away. And for you, it seemed like that, I'm sure, at times, because you have paid more than your fair share of dues at the minor league level. So you go through all that, and then you're sitting in the bullpen, and you realize in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be a World Series champion. I mean, take me through that emotion. That had to be incredible.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, obviously that game itself was just so insane.
Oh my gosh.
We were sitting down there. I mean, the game, they start off hot, getting things going. We're looking down there like, do we have enough coverage for the rest of this game right now? And then that fifth inning happens, and we kind of fight our way back in. And then we're starting to realize we're like, it doesn't matter if we actually have the coverage or not. We're going to find a way to have the coverage. And so, I mean, heck, I was sitting there at one point as we were trying to figure it out the game, and was almost wondering, like, I had thrown 4 innings the day before, and I was starting to be like, I might have to throw to try to save them again today, because we were just kind of getting to the end of that pin, and then you see Walker come down and kind of want the ball the way he did and kind of come down there and just take it. And you knew as soon as he got in the game, we're like, all right, this is done. We're winning this easy. And so, once the actual that final pitch was thrown and he struck him out, it was just kind of just a wave of emotions that I still haven't fully been able to wrap my head around. It was just pure crazy. Just kind of like looked around the places we're running in, just trying to take it in, and it was just surreal, man.
Over under on the amount of text messages you got that night?
Way over. Way over. Yeah, it was, a lot of people reaching out after that one.
Got to know your reaction when Freddie hit the home run in game 1, the Kirk Gibson home run.
We all just freaked out. We didn't know what to do. Like, the funny thing is down in the pen, we're all sitting down there, and we didn't know what to do, so we just followed some of the old guys. Instead, like, we jumped around and freaked out for a sec, but then we just kind of sprinted into the clubhouse and just sat there for 10 minutes because nobody came in. Everybody was on the field with Freddie, waiting for Freddie to do all his interviews and everything. Like, everybody was just there for Freddie in that moment. And so we're just sitting in the clubhouse just waiting for everybody to get in. and obviously just sitting there for forever. So, but it was, I mean, that when that ball left and you see him like flexing towards the bullpen and acknowledging us and stuff, like it was, yeah, that was kind of the perfect moment for a guy who had such a tough year, ups and downs of everything, and then everything he battled through. Like that was amazing.
Had you ever seen the Kirk Gibson home run before on video?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we've seen that thing on repeat my entire life.
So is that where your brain went, or were you just in the moment?
Oh, no, that's where my brain went immediately. Honestly, as soon as he got hurt during the year, we were all kind of waiting for the Kirk Gibson moment, almost like it was going to happen at some point. And for it to be that big of a moment, it was walk-off grand slam in the World Series. Like it was, yeah, just mind-blowing. Storybook, man.
Another really cool experience is that Ben Kasparius got to throw as well. And you guys kind of have a similar flight through the minor leagues in the sense that, man, you guys paid so many dues at so many different levels. So it had to be cool for you two guys to get to share that together, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I love Ben, man. He's a grinder. And yeah, no, we got close when we were together in AAA during the course of the year. And yeah, getting to see him get his opportunity towards the end of the year and then actually be able to get onto the postseason roster. Yeah, I was so excited for him, man. It was great to see and kind of be able to share that with him a little bit. And then obviously getting to kind of pitch in the same World Series game together. Yeah, it was just a wild ride for us this year.
So you mentioned when you got on the mound, it was just kind of like normal, everything kind of settled down for you, but were you kind of living and dying with every one of Ben's pitches because there wasn't anything you could do about it?
Yeah, a little bit more so, yeah, for sure. Because I was just kind of, obviously he's getting that game going, and like I think early on was kind of like a little all over for just a second before he locked it in. And so, yeah, of course we were definitely a little bit more on the edge of our seats, just like locked in on him, just kind of being like, all right, let's go, baby. But it was obviously he did a dang good job up there and kind of gave us a good little start for us. But yeah, no, he's a heck of a dude, man. I'm excited for him this year.
Okay, let's go back to Game 4 of the NLDS. Of course, the whole day you think that you're probably going to be the starter of that game. That's the game where the Dodgers were down 2-1 to the Padres. We end up going with the bullpen game, but tell us about what it was like preparing for that. Was it nerves? Was it excitement? What were you thinking?
I didn't really know how to prepare for that day, to be completely honest with you. I was, I mean, obviously.
I think I sent a message saying, good luck. This is not going to be easy.
We were sitting there, that game's going into the day. Throughout that entire week, I thought it was starting that game. And then kind of course, the way the series went, they decided to opt with the bullpen game. Which, of course, as good as our bullpen had been,
sure,
still don't blame them one bit to this day. Obviously, I want the ball to start that game in that situation, but I also don't blame them one bit. And we see how that worked out, clearly. The Dogs absolutely shut it down. So the entire day, I'm kind of sitting there not really knowing what to expect, because once the game actually started, I was just kind of down there like, I don't know what situation I actually get in this game. I don't know what to expect right now. So really, I was just kind of talking to guys, just trying to stay ready, trying to do whatever we needed to do to get the body ready to go once it got going. So we kind of sat there for the first couple innings, and once we started to build a lead, then it was like, okay, now we start moving around. Now we start getting going. And then as the game kind of got to the back end of it, our bullpen coach, Bardo, came up to me and was like, hey, like if we score one more, you're in this game. So it started getting moving more at that point, and then because of how late it was, like I didn't really have much time to really think about much. We just kind of got the body moving and got out there and just went.
What did it feel like when you threw that last out of that game? You tied the series up, knowing you're going back to LA and probably going to win the series. That had to be a cool feeling.
It was amazing. Yeah, no, we were for one, that was just kind of like my first experience in the postseason anyway, getting to finish off a postseason game, and then especially one getting to come back to LA. Like we were just all feeling so confident after that, being able to shut that offense down like that, and just knowing like going back, like we'd felt like we'd almost won the series at that point just because we're going back to LA. Then and in front of our fans, we just kind of knew we had that, and so it was a great feeling.
Got to know all about your first meeting with Shohei Ohtani, and then what it was like getting to play with him as a teammate.
He is awesome, man. Yeah, he's actually like such a funny dude. He's a great personality guy around there, especially like really once he started to really open up with us. First time meeting him, I met him in the off season. Like right after we signed him, I was out in LA working out at the stadium actually, and he came by and kind of introduced himself to everyone. And like it didn't matter who you were, he was still introducing himself to Shohei. And I'm just kind of sitting there like I know who you are, Shohei. Hi. And so he, great human being, man. And then obviously you get to kind of watch the way he goes about his business, how hard he works, both in the way he was rehabbing, and of course, obviously once you see him kind of working on his swing, working on his sprints, his work, and I mean he's unbelievable, man. Between just the level of talent and the level of hard work, like he's unbelievable.
Yeah. So the game 4 in the World Series, the only game the Dodgers lost, definitely, but you got to really stabilize that game. And what you did for the Dodgers is you kept them away from all the pitching they were going to need in the next game and the game after that. So how much pride do you take in that?
A lot of pride in that, yeah. I mean, I knew over the course of that game as we were kind of getting going, obviously, more than anything, because of where we were in the game, I was just trying to hold it down so that we had a chance to win that game. Because I think whenever I came out, I think it was still like a 1 or 2 run game. And so we were, the main thought was to just we were still trying to win that game and try to win the World Series right there. But of course, also at the same time, I'm trying to eat as many innings as possible because I know we're not going as deep into our bullpen that game as we would otherwise, because we're trying to save that bullpen, trying to make sure that next day we are 100% ready to go. We got all our high leverage guys ready, and so they were fully rested. And so absolutely being able to, as Honeywell put it, save the dogs, be able to kind of make sure that we're ready to go, like take a lot of pride in that.
Did you ever get to see that turtleneck of Honeywell, like without his jersey on? What's that thing like?
Oh yeah, he walks around with that thing on all day. Yeah, no, he's
like what is that? What is the story behind that? Is there?
I don't even know, dude. I think it's more than anything. I think that's just his style. His like that's what he's done for forever, and that's kind of his stamp on things. Is just that turtleneck. He's a character though, dude. So of course he's just kind of got his own thing all the time.
Yeah, I always get, the dude with the turtleneck, right? Oh, yeah, that's Honeywell. Yeah,
the turtleneck, the mullet, the everything, yeah.
Okay, 4-pitch type of pitcher, you always have been. So coming out of the bullpen, for one, that complicates that. And then also the type of pressure you had on yourself. Did you find that you relied on one pitch more than the next, or were you able to rely on all 4 of your pitches under that type of pressure?
I feel like I was still using all 4 well. I know during the Mets game, I kind of got a little bit just 2 pitches and really didn't mix the way I usually do, as well as had some tipping stuff. But I feel like even for my 1 inning against San Diego, we mixed well. And then, of course, during the World Series, I definitely felt like we were using all 4 well. And so it's really just, regardless of the situation, regardless of the scenario, just being able to continue to use my mix the way I do and just kind of continue to be the same pitcher.
And, of course, all your experiences back there in Johnson City, Tennessee, in high school, your experience in JUCO at Walter State, one of the best JUCO programs in the United States, your experience at East Tennessee where you struck out so many guys. What part of that whole process did you lean on the most and learn the most that prepared you the most for what you had to do?
Yeah, I think the way JUCO went about it, especially we were a very winning program. We were a bunch of tough dudes who kind of JUCO, the way you kind of go about it, you kind of make of it what you make of it. And so it was kind of that grinder mentality. A lot of it came from there. And so I feel like we just kind of continue to lean on really both of those, the absolute win no matter what, and just kind of the grinder mentality that they create there.
So now that you've been a major leaguer and now you've seen your stuff play against major league hitters, what adjustments do you feel like you need to make, if any?
I think a lot of it is understanding count leverages. I think where you are in the lineup, being able to understand when you can kind of give in to people and when you really can't. And so it's like understanding where you are in the order, to know like when it's okay to kind of almost kind of walk somebody, stay away from it, and when to kind of keep going after guys. And then continue to, now that my throw is in a much better place than it was at the early beginning of the season where we were really working on a lot of stuff, it's now let that get locked in early on in the season, and then just really be able to get back to my bread and butter, and that is fastball command and just being able to kind of move things around the way I need to, kind of stay out of the heart of the plate.
All right, that's all the business I got. You want to answer some fun questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I know how competitive you are, so I think I already know the answer to this. But what makes you more nervous or more anxious, pitching to Juan Soto and Aaron Judge in the World Series in Yankee Stadium, or trying to sink a 9-foot putt to beat your buddy in a round of golf on your off day?
I would definitely say the golf. I'm not very good at that at all, nor honestly, like baseball's such like the comfort level thing to me. Is like whenever I'm out there is probably when I'm most comfortable, and so yeah, definitely, basically anything besides being out there trying to strike out Soto.
I guess I should have asked the question, have you ever sank a 9-foot putt to beat your buddy in a game of golf on your off?
No, that's never going in. I'm asking for the gimme.
So what was the coolest process about winning the World Series?
Well, I mean, obviously the whole lead up to it was amazing, but I'd say really the parade was just unbelievable. Still, the parade afterwards, as we're kind of getting to celebrate with the city. For one, I've just never seen that many people in my life.
Yeah,
and just being able to kind of see that excitement, and then get to the stadium, have that entire thing, and then really like once we finished everything and they started having the confetti rain down on us. Just kind of taking it all in, like it was just still such an unbelievable moment, and it just has kind of been replaying in my mind since.
Yeah, a lot of guys get to make their major league debut like on the road, especially Oklahoma City being so far away from LA. You actually got to make yours at home in Dodger Stadium. So did that add to the coolness?
Absolutely, especially because I almost debuted as far as you just about could possibly get away. I almost debuted in Korea, and so yeah.
No, really?
Yeah, I was on the roster and everything in Korea. I actually warmed up 3 times for game 1 in Korea, and just the situation didn't work out for me to get in the game. So I almost debuted in Korea, and then, but to get to actually debut at home in front of Dodger Stadium fans and be able to kind of have that full experience, I mean, it was just unbelievable. I couldn't ask for a better debut over there.
So that was my next question. Had you ever been to another country, and what was the Korea trip like?
No, that was I went to Mexico for the first time, really that off season before that, actually, before this, like last off season was my first time really getting out of the country. And then, obviously had never been to anything quite like Korea. It was a lot of fun, man. It was cool to kind of see the reaction, to us kind of getting there, where you got a little bit of like the rock star treatment as you kind of get off and you got everybody waiting on you. And, it was a lot of fun, man. It was like such a cool thing to be able to take in that culture over there and be able to go kind of explore a little bit and just kind of take it all in. I mean, it was like an amazing experience. I was just glad I got to kind of go over there and be a part of it.
Yeah, your buddy Hyunil Choi, who's from Korea, that you've pitched with in the minor leagues, he just got taken the Rule 5 draft, didn't he? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm very happy for him. I'm sad he's gone. That's my boy too. I love Choi. He's awesome, man. But I'm happy for him to get over there. I hope he gets a good opportunity over there with the Nats and kind of gets his chance at some point. But yeah, he's awesome, man. I love Choi.
What's the coolest thing about being a major leaguer and knowing that nobody can ever take that away from you?
It's obviously it's something you dream of for your entire life. It's something you've worked for forever, and so being able to officially say that I've made it to the major leagues for the rest of my life, no matter what, I'm a big leaguer, no matter what, I'm a World Series champ. And so it's still such a wild feeling to be able to say that you've kind of been able to reach the top of the profession. And so now my brain's more so though just on how do I stay here, how do I compete, and how do I stay here for a long time.
I asked Ryan Pepio this question. I'm still laughing about his answer. He's such a funny guy. He's with the Rays now. But, hey, what's it like pitching in L.A., making a major league debut, having all that energy, all those people there? You feel like a rock star. And then you come back and pitch in AAA, wherever it may be, and there's like 1,500 people there. I mean, how do you do that?
It's hard. You feel like you're pitching in a backfield spring training game, to be honest. When you come back, you have so much adrenaline for those big league games, and you have the full thing. You got the best food, you got the best travel, you got 3 decks of people, you got all the excitement, and then you kind of go back to AAA, and it kind of goes back to that more like quiet, small town feel of things. It's hard to kind of get the juices flowing at first. Eventually, as I kind of got back we figured out a little bit of how to get things going and what we needed to do. But yeah, no, when you first get back, it is a very difficult thing to get up the same way.
Yeah, you can like hear the conversation going from the people like in the second row, and you're like, dude, I got to get back to LA, man.
100%. You're out there trying to pitch or trying to focus on a Wednesday game, and it's like literally, it's like you're sitting in church sometimes. It's just so quiet you can hear everybody. And so it's you kind of have to figure out your own way to get up and get ready, because obviously those are games are so important to be able to push yourself back up in there into the conversation. You can't take it lightly. You got to go full bore all the time there. And so, it's a little difficult, but you just kind of got to remember what you're working for.
Got your dog with you there?
He went down and chilled finally. He was losing his mind earlier.
Oh, okay.
Ollie, come here. Come here, bud. He got lazy on me. He was losing his mind earlier, but
thought I was getting to meet Ollie.
He was literally trying to jump up into my lap. And I was like trying to calm him down. I'm like, dude, chill.
Okay, off-season routine. You got your dog, Ollie. We know that part of it. Where are you at, and what are the goals for the off-season, adjustments you're making, routine, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm still out in the LA area right now. We're me and my fiance got a place down here, and so we
tough life, Landon. Tough
times out here. I'm telling you now, but it's it's great, man. We were loving it out here, so we just kind of wake up in the morning, go work out about like basically 9:30 to like 11:30 or 12. Head over to the field, go throw, and then come back, do a little shoulder program stuff, and then the rest of my day is just kind of whatever we're feeling. So I'm done usually by like 1:30, 2 o'clock every day. And so we just kind of either go find something fun to do and just kind of enjoy ourselves, enjoy being able to have off time where I can actually go get dinner with people and be able to breathe a little bit now that we kind of got some downtime.
Yeah, now you need to sign that big major league contract so you can actually go do everything that you want to go do, right?
That's right. That's the goal. So we're getting closer. So yeah, we still got a ways to go for that.
Okay, did you give your manager a call whenever Henny, the AA manager there in Tulsa? Did you give him a call when he got promoted to AAA?
No, I sent him a text to congratulate him, but I didn't end up getting him a call, unfortunately. But I'm so happy for him to be over there. I freaking love Henny, man. He is such a dude. So yeah, now being able to have him in OKC, they're gonna freaking love him there. Yeah. He is such a good players manager. He's such a good dude. He's somebody you want to grind for as well. And so, he's going to make that place fun, man. I love Henny.
Now your AAA manager, Travis, has more time to smoke his cigars and sit in a deer stand, doesn't he?
That's right. He's excited for that, I'm sure.
Okay, Landon Knack, this has been such an honor. I believe it's like the third or fourth time I've had a chance to bring you in for an interview. You're always so gracious to give up your time, so thank you so much.
Of course, man. Always enjoy hopping on with you.